We'll keep it on tune.
Welcome back to the Hyundai Studios. I am so excited to bring in Amanda Jahn. She's one of the newest members here at STO. Welcome, first and foremost. This is a very fun group. You'll have a lot of fun here.
You don't look like Bruce.
I don't look like Bruce. I can talk like him if you'd like to, but I don't look like Bruce. And I had some guy yell at me about that yesterday.
That you don't look like him?
That I don't look like him, that I'm not him.
I think you're doing a fine job.
Well, thank you very much, Amanda. One day we'll put you in the seat and see how you do.
I don't know if I can do 3 hours of what you do. I mean, people at home, he doesn't have a prompter. Where are we? Here we go.
You're right there.
He doesn't have a prompter or anything. I mean, he is just going at it. I mean, it's almost like, kind of like radio.
It's a little bit like radio, but it's cool because you get to converse. I think once you start conversing with the fans and you kind of find out what they want to talk about, you try to forget that you're on camera.
Right.
Now that you're on camera, I'm sure like the emails and everything else.
Let me wait. Here, I got my contacts. You're on camera, Andre.
Oh,
you need some makeup.
Yeah, thank you.
That's better.
I like her. We should bring her along more often. All right. You're from Painesville. You're originally from Painesville, correct?
I'm from Painesville, Ohio. I'm a Kent State grad.
Yeah,
I graduated. Did you graduate?
Yes,
okay,
absolutely. I'm a Golden Flash. We'll have to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
What brings you back to Ohio? And you have a fun story to talk about because I know you're into hockey, and she knows hockey very well.
I do.
But you have a really cool story that the people are going to get to see here.
I do, and I'm back in Ohio just to be closer to my family. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old daughter, and a lovely husband and family, all living in Northeast Ohio. So I came back to see them. And the reason I do know a little bit about hockey is I am married to a former NHL player. So I know my way a little bit around the rink.
Right. Well, she asked me earlier when she came in, she was like, do you know about hockey? And I go, yeah. I do know about hockey. Actually, it's funny you bring that up because just a couple weeks ago, we had the Ohio State-Michigan hockey game down here. Yeah. And I had a fan say the same thing to me. He walked by me and goes, what's Andre not doing here? And to be fair with you, I had a cousin that played hockey when I was growing up. And my favorite things are I love Olympic hockey and I love playoff hockey because of the pace of the game and because you can see how athletic the players are.
Yes.
And see, I can continue going along. I made a black joke about hockey earlier, but
you brought that up. I said the reason I asked you, do you know about hockey, is because we're in Northeast Ohio, and for whatever reason, we don't have the hockey gene. I mean, we have the Red Wings close by and the Penguins close by, but I think because we're just kind of a football, basketball, baseball kind of town, a lot of people don't know hockey. It had nothing to do with how handsome or the color or not color.
I know. You just welcome to the Andre Knott world. I find a way to be funny. I know, it shook her. Now, all right. But see, you did fine with it. I said, I'll bring it up on the air if you really want to mess with me.
I said, okay.
But I do know hockey. But you're right. And the thing that I think you will learn about Northeast Ohio, and you'll know this, is that there is a fan base of hockey, but because there wasn't a team around for so long, I think eyes have kind of wandered to, as you said, to Detroit, to Pittsburgh, to Columbus a little bit, but the team really hasn't gotten rolling.
Right.
And let's be honest, everybody wants a winner of some sort. If Columbus was winning more, I think more Northeast Ohioans would get behind the Columbus Blue Jackets. But I think because they don't win, we deal with enough losing up here. You gotta get my,
I mean, it's been a while, honestly. I mean, the Blue Jackets have been around now for 10 years.
10 years, yeah. They are now I had a person say they're the Cleveland Browns of the NHL right now because they have a fan base, they have people, they have nice things, but the team isn't winning, so it's hard to get people behind them right now is what they're kind of going through.
And I used to live in Atlanta, and that's actually how I met my husband. Was he played for the Atlanta Thrashers. Well, they just went to Winnipeg. They were there for about 11 years with not a winning season. I think finally, I mean, it's expensive. NHL games are expensive to go to, and it's hard to support that. And then, my husband also has a little saying: if you don't have the climate to support to support a pond that can be frozen over during the winter, you might not have a great place for an NHL team.
It's a good point. Before Atlanta, and it's funny to go off my joke, then we'll get into your story. I like talking to Amanda. It's funny you said that though, because in Atlanta, just a year and a half, 2 years ago, because of just what your husband said, they weren't getting a lot of people to follow the team at Phillips Arena or whatever. So they started thinking, if we bring in more black players, this is a true story, if we bring in more black players.
Come on.
Because it was Atlanta. I'm dead serious. I'm not even making it up. Their whole thought process was, if we get more players that look like the people that are in our area, maybe they'll come to the games. That tells you how far down the list they were of how can we get people in our city to be involved with the hockey team.
Right.
Well, lo and behold, a year and a half later, they realized we should just go back to Winnipeg where we know people love hockey.
Right.
And that's what happened because they couldn't sell it. They weren't winning. And if you're not winning and you have a sport that really doesn't jive survive with the climate and the people around it, you're not going to have people come.
Well, look, the Phoenix Coyotes also another big city where they almost, I mean, it was almost between Atlanta and Phoenix, and then Atlanta ended up leaving. I hate to see when franchises leave.
So do I. All right, let's get into it. You have a story about synthetic ice, I believe.
I do.
I'm curious. Tell us about it.
I do. You know, synthetic ice is usually used in warmer climates, which is, you know, this time of year in Cleveland, it's kind of crazy around here. But if you haven't heard of it, like Andre, you may, it may sound like a new training tool, but really it's been around since the 1960s.
All right, ready, Jocelyn? Go.
14-year-old Jocelyn Hunyadi plays hockey for Gilmore Academy. In games, it's all ice. Here at the Ohio Hockey Academy, practice is a little different. It's synthetic ice.
Well, at first I was like, this is plastic. Is it even possible to skate on it? It's a little hard at first, but then once you skate on it a few times, it feels just like normal ice. And when you actually get back on normal ice, it's so much easier.
The synthetic ice also helps you push harder because it's not as slippery. And they work you really hard out here, and I mean really hard.
Make sure you're coming here, right? Stay low, shoot it.
Mike Wilson is the owner of the Ohio Hockey Academy and played in the NHL for 7 years. By definition, synthetic ice is a solid polymer material. Wilson believes it's solid training material.
I describe it as high altitude training at sea level. So you're working that much harder.
Another way to improve your game is their hockey simulator, which tracks the speed and accuracy of your shots.
Let's give it a shot.
But the real score with these players and coaches is the hockey treadmill.
Depends how you look at it. It's either your best friend or torture.
11-year-old Curtis Hall is awesome on it. And what about, well, forget my age, a novice skater.
1, 2, no hands.
Maybe I'm a little high maintenance, but Coach Wilson says the ice isn't. It lasts about 8 years and no Zamboni required. Just one of these.
Vacuum it every day, and we put a water-based lubricant on probably every second day. Other than that, the maintenance is easy.
In this rink, the ice may not be real, but the work ethic is.
If you're willing to work hard and know that when you come in here, you're going to bust your butt and you're going to sweat more than you ever sweat, you get a ton out of it.
Everybody over at the Ohio Hockey Academy. And it's the OhioHockeyAcademy.com, or of course, STOHD.com. And I'll tell you what, another factor is cost. You know, a synthetic rink usually costs about $100,000 to build, and you know, a regular ice rink is about double that. So it's about $200,000 plus the Zamboni. That's another $100,000.
I was going to ask about the Zamboni. Do you have to use one there as well?
Well, thanks for watching my story.
I was watching. You were talking to me. I was watching it. I saw, but I didn't know if it was a
shop vac.
Yeah, but I didn't know the right.
It's $90. Zamboni, $100,000, $90 shop.
I think my wife is going to make me buy one of those.
Do you know what a vacuum power
Yeah,
is?
I see it all the time. I don't use it, but I see it. Man, every time I do a show up here with a woman, they get on me about how I don't put up the Christmas tree, how I don't clean my house. You're making me sound like the worst husband in the world.
Well, I said, do you have any kids? And he said, not that I know of. You know, women, we can't get away with that.
No, I don't have any. Gosh, you're making me.
So when are you going to start? Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about sports.
Okay, all right. I'm working on that, to be completely honest.
You're practicing.
Yes, I'm practicing. Yes, I am. All right, that was a great story. We should bring you to spring training. Here, how hard was it to do the treadmill? Yes. See, I was watching because that didn't look fun at all.
Well, see, the thing is, you didn't see in the piece, and I didn't really want to put me in it too much. But
why? It's you. It's better than me or somebody else. No, go ahead.
But I mean, I can skate. I can actually ice skate pretty darn well. I actually took it for a credit at Kent State with my girlfriend Jamie.
Oh, so those are the classes you took at Kent State.
So I can skate, and so but the treadmill, I mean, that's an amazing tool, but it is hard. And he kept going faster, and I felt like I was running, and you're supposed to actually like glide, like Curtis Hall, one of the kids there did. And it's such a great facility, and such a nice guy that runs it, Mike Wilson. So thank you so much for letting me come out. And yes, my husband's name, by the way, is Damian Rhodes, not Damian Jahn.
It's not Damian Jahn. It's Damian Rhodes. All right, I'm going to Google him when I leave.
He's a goaltender, nice guy, and
but our goaltender's supposed to be a little kooky.
Yeah,
See,
They're not gay.
No, I didn't say that. I said
two kids.
kooky.
They're not gay.
But I know hockey. They always say the
They
goaltenders
are a little bit odd.
Now what's?
He's not odd. He's quiet. And when when you live with me, I mean, I bet your wife is quiet, right?
Actually, my wife and I are very. She's a talker.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, but I'm the big mouth.
I'm the big mouth, like my poor husband. So you're gonna ask me the Browns question?
Yeah. Who would you put as a quarterback? And you can use the one you said. Who would you use as a quarterback if you had to?
Well, I don't like your rules.
You don't like my.
Well,
oh my
can't
gosh.
you have Brian?
We're gonna have a great relationship here at STO.
Why can't we have Brian Slaper, Bernie Kosar? Why does it have to be your rules with the black 99 whatever?
Because we're just talking about how bad it's been since '99, and if we use one of those guys, do you really think Bernie can make it through a whole game today?
I mean, these people like today, like right now.
Yeah, if we're playing a game today, I mean, we can use Brian Sipe and Bernie is what everyone would use over the last 45 years.
So that's not fair.
That's not fair.
Now, were you alive and like remember the Brian Sipe and cardiac kids?
I age well, but yes, I remember.
Because do you remember the 12 days of Browns Christmas?
Browns Christmas.
That's when it was joyful.
I know. Well, we're trying to get back to being joyful.
Now we're in the factory of sadness.
Factory of sadness. You even know the nicknames. I like it.
Don't let the blonde hair fool you.
I'm not. Amanda, it was awesome meeting you. Glad
I would go Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson. Yeah!
And do you know why?
Why?
Because he's a friend of my husband's.
He's a friend of mine, too.
He's a golfer.
And Derek's a great golfer. He is. Yeah. All right, Amanda, it was great having you here.
Thanks.
We enjoyed seeing that. Hopefully we'll see you much more here doing things. It was very fun.
Will Bruce be as nice to me?
Oh, Bruce will love you, Amanda. He'll be way nice. He'll let you do the whole show with him. But I'm going back to being me. Amanda, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks,
we'll be back in the Hyundai Studios. I've got to Google her during the break because she Googled me last night. I told her, you can't Google me.
I had to do my homework.
You did a good job. We'll be right back with much more of All Bets Are Off without Bruce. Maybe we'll bring Amanda back too.
Maybe.
We'll be right back.
You got some money?